Hi, it's Gwyneth here on a fabulous Feel Good Friday, teaching emotional intelligence to create brilliance so that you feel good about being you. The issue right now is, though, that not many people are feeling too good, especially in the circles where I work and where I know people. So I want to talk a little bit about fear, because this virus thing is making a lot of people very, very afraid. And it's quite clear that having a prime minister or a government saying we've got this under control, or trust the science, or we're watching the situation, even the fact that, in Austria in particular, universities are closed, schools are going to be closed, big events have been cancelled, it doesn't actually help our emotional state. From a practical perspective, I think it's absolutely brilliant to prevent people to the extent possible, doing everything they can to prevent anything being spread further. But from an emotional perspective, it actually just makes things even more scary. And one of the reasons it makes people more scared is because it is pushing people into isolation. And when you go into isolation, when you're feeling alone, it can be a very, very fast downward spiral. Now, I've had this thing 10 days, 2 weeks. It's nothing. But when I started feeling ill, the first thing was, oh my God. Who have I been in contact with? How could I have possibly picked this up? Have I been with, did I see anybody who'd been skiing in Italy? All these thoughts start to go through your head. And then I brought myself back, after I've been through my checklist, and I know I haven't done any of those things. I'm actually probably just tired, because putting business online, encouraging people to come and work with me online when they've been used to speaking to me face to face is tiring. Yeah, and I'm tired. My body's tired, and I probably need some extra vitamins, and I probably need to chill out a bit more. But my main concern wasn't even for myself. My main concern was for my parents who live with me. They're both in their 70s, and I have absolutely no intention of giving them any germs whatsoever. So when we talk about fear, it's not even fear just for ourselves, it's fear for our families as well. One of the things that the government in Austria spoke about was that they were very wary of closing down schools because they didn't want children to then be cared for by their grandparents and potentially become ill. So there is a huge amount of fear. What can you do to prevent yourself being isolated? What can you do about that fear? Well, there are a few things. Find yourself a community. If you've been sent home from work, be the person who sits up or stands up or whatever. Set up a Facebook group, set up a group on LinkedIn, set up a Zoom call, set up a weekly check-in with your colleagues. But don't sit at home on your own just working and feeling miserable. By the way, one thing you may well find at home is that you actually get a lot more work done because people aren't talking to you and the phone isn't ringing. But the second thing you can do, and if you are out meeting people, and this is somebody wrote to me and said, could you please speak about this, because I'm finding this very difficult and very awkward. Where they live, everybody's still very huggy, kissy, kissy, shaking hands and all the rest of it. And they said to me, I don't want to offend these people. Well, this is one point in your life when you are going to have to just stop worrying about whether you're offending people or not. Because this is you we're talking about. This is your well-being we're talking about. This is your fear we're talking about. This is about you caring for yourself and others around you. And so before you even see the hand coming out to be shaken, or the arms coming out for a hug, or the face close for the kisses, just put your hands out and say, I'd rather not. Doesn't mean I don't love you. Doesn't mean I'm not your friend anymore. Doesn't mean I don't like you. I'd just rather not, shake hands, give you a kiss, give you a hug, and just do air kisses. Well, maybe not air kisses, but virtual hug, whatever. So that's another thing. You must absolutely set your boundaries. You must tell people, because like I said, this is not about you being worried about offending people. This is about being sensible in your personal contact with other people, and you just don't know where they've been. We're talking about washing hands, but you don't know where they've been. You don't know if they were on the escalator or they pushed a button in an elevator, or I'm not an expert, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but we all know that we need to change our behaviour. And like I said, and you need to forget about whether you're offending people. So the third thing I want you to do is to ask yourself, what else could you be doing yourself? Because another element of fear is that we are giving away our power. That emotion of fear is allowing an outside situation to influence us. And even though we are seeing evidence of what can happen, we don't have evidence that it's going to happen to us. So my third piece of advice would be to ask yourself, what else could you be doing to protect you and your family? Because again, and I've said this in so many videos, when you take action, when you decide to take action, when you decide to be responsible, to be accountable for what's happening in your life, the emotions begin to change. And there may still be uncertainty and there may still be worry. But if you have A, set your boundaries, if you have B, made sure that there is still a community that you can be in touch with online, and C, that you've taken all other measures that you feel comfortable with, your fear will lessen. Like I said, it won't go away completely. I'm still a little bit afraid as well, more than anything, because I don't know what's happening in the world, and it's scary to see all this stuff on the television and in the media. But you've got this, and you are responsible and accountable for you. I'm sending you loads and loads of love. I'm sending you positive vibes, fabulous light, excellent health, everything from my heart I possibly can to help you through this. And on that note, to the extent possible, I wish you a fabulous Feel Good Friday, feeling good about being you. Loads of love, and bye for now.